start with what? Let me give all this. Where is this? To start with. Okay, need a detailed explanation. Let me check what it gives. It's some examples. With some examples. Node finding I have explained today. Behaviors explained yesterday. Dot notation in detail. Well, so okay. Still we have 5 more minutes for the people join. Still people are joining. I do suggest this. Okay, fine. So it's like 8:30. But I will start this. Okay. I'm just asking, am I clear? Is my voice clear, everyone? Is my voice clear? Clear, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. So, since like I'm getting continuous requests like after yesterday's session, I mean like we got a good response and keep on asking that we want to register, but most of the people like ask me what kind of a jobs that I if I done with the level 1 and level 2. Okay, so let me show you a quick intro of like on LinkedIn. I mean, I think 5 to 6 people ask the same question like, I mean, do you have any jobs, especially on the Dynamo or something? And here for you, it's not like a job-oriented training program. First of all, I want you to understand it is not a job-oriented training program. Okay, so this is like an upskilling. You're upskilling yourself to save your time. So there are no such roles like Dynamo developer or something. Okay, so I want you to understand this first of all, because we are providing you the training like I want most of us who are in the BIM, they would like, I mean, I would like to get them into the automation and they have to get their tasks, easiest way. That's it. Okay. So that's why we are keep on trying to, and there is a huge demand in future and we are market, I mean, like, we are doing the business with it, like placing the candidates, since we are into the outsourcing industry. So we are doing the business in that vertical. Okay. So there are no such positions like Dynamo developer, but in future, if you're going to apply for any positions, the Dynamo will be preferable. If you know the Dynamo, you're almost like, for example, you have a 2 years of experience, or else you have a 3 years of experience. And if you have the Dynamo, uh, or else any automation, like, you can automate some sort of a task, you're almost equal to a, like 8 years of experience coordinator. Understand? That is the only reason you have to upskill yourself. Understand? Not for applying such a jobs exactly on those. Okay, fine. Revit, let me use, even I'm using formulas here. Revit, and if I use Dynamo, I can find the people almost like, you know, there are, I mean, there are active conditions. If you look for Revit and Dynamo, there are very few. If you notice it, there are very few. The purely into the Dynamo actually. Okay, so like BIM infrastructure coordinator, Civil 3D, and he is using Dynamo in the Civil 3D, and Revit in Dynamo, and he's an architectural designer. Talks about Revit, Dynamo, Python, and Revit API. So Revit, Dynamo, and Avis, which most of them are like our students. Most of them are our students. Okay, so if I let me see who are exactly in this Dynamo, like the people, they're almost like 24,000. So these all people are aware of Dynamo and they're working on it. So if you cross check with those people, like, I mean, what kind of tasks they generally do to automate in their workloads. Why asking them? Why don't we ask our like assistant? Okay, let me ask. Act as a BIM manager or coordinator. I'm just asking. I'm from. So why we are saying this? Why we are using this keyword all the time? If you want to communicate with a person, generally the other person should able to have the same mindset like yours. Understand? If you want to talk to a politician, so the other person should be a politician. He cannot be a pundit. If you're talking to a Telugu lecturer, so you should know the. I mean, if you have any queries in Telugu or something, like you should talk to Telugu lecturer, not a Tamil lecturer. Understand? Okay. So I have some sort of a query. So I don't know like whom to ask, but someone like told me that go and approach any B manager. So here I want to talk to a B manager, or else I want to talk to a BIM coordinator. So now I am from, or else I'll say Revit API or Revit API expert. Okay. I'm from mechanical background. I just want to know what kind of a tasks what kind of a tasks I can create create using Dynamo for my daily routine. I'm just asking very basic. Actually, there is another way to ask a question. It's called prompt engineering. Okay, Dynamo for my daily routine. So it's giving you some sort of a key data. Like what kind of a things? I mean, can you list out some Dynamo script? I'll ask in very detail. Can you list out some Dynamo tasks to understand? That some could be anything. Like if you ask, geometry generation and modification, and it giving you some sort of an examples as well. Data interoperability and exchange, model cleanup and optimization. Okay, I mean, if I keep like Dynamo scripts and titles, family parameter checker, model cleanup script, data extraction, model element renaming script. coordination review script. No, if I keep on refining the questions, so at some point of time, I'll get my actual like reply. Okay, the actual answer. Okay, so that is called prompt engineering. So we are going to share the prompt engineering the material as well, including a training. So how do you exactly ask something, get a right, the correct replies? Okay, fine. So I have asked here something like, um, like act as a Dynamo expert. I'm very new to the Revit Dynamo. Will you please help me explaining some important key concepts in visual programming? What do you mean by visual programming? And it's like what we are going to learn in next for the first 20 days. I mean, actually, the duration is like 30 days. So, I mean, if you exclude like Saturday and Sunday, so in a week, like you will be having like 5 sessions every day, like two hours, like total 5 into 4 weeks. So like total 20 sessions. Within 20 sessions, we're going to finish the Dynamo scripting part, and every day you have a different concepts. Okay, fine. So when I'm asking like data types, anatomy of node finding, node behaviors, the one what we have, what I've shown you here. Okay, let me explain one by one here. In data types, if it is a number, or if you're trying to play with a number, represent numerical values, represent text, represent true or false values. List represents a collection of values. So if you're playing with multiple elements, so you will be using the list. Okay, the points. If you're using any existing points, so you'll be using that. Okay. So curve represents a line or a shape, or else we generally call it as a line or something. So element, mostly we will be playing with an elements. So represents an object in Revit. So these all are remain same in every application. We generally call it as a primitive. So which is common for most of the languages, most of the applications. But this is a element specific data type. Okay, we generally play with only the elements. That's it. Okay. Well, anatomy of a node. A node is a visual element in Dynamo that performs a specific operation. It has inputs, output, and properties. I have shown you yesterday in a block. If I have a block, so this is a block name. It's a block name. So here I have an input part. So input 1, INP2, INP3, input 1, input 2, and input 3. And the right hand side, I'll get the outputs. So output 1 or output 1 and 2, output 1, 2, 3, or something. Okay. So what is happening inside the node? Where I'll get all these nodes? Where I'll get all these nodes? Okay, you are saying like, so if that particular node is not there in my machine, like what to do? Generally, if I go to the Dynamo packages, you don't need to create anything from the scratch. Seriously, I'm telling. Okay, you have almost like 2045 packages. Packages are nothing but like a folders. Packages are nothing but like a folders. So folders in the sense, so within in one folder, you can minimum expect like 100 scripts in it. 100 scripts in it for sure. Okay, if you consider on an average, I'm saying like for some of the folders you have even thousands also. Okay, on an all average, you can consider at least 100 in it. In such case, 2045 into 100, like you have a total 2 lakh 4,500 scripts are ready to use. 2 lakh 4,000. Let's ignore all those like 4,000. So you have 2 lakh scripts are ready to use. Hurry, is it kind of a joking? No. And you no need to buy those. They're completely like an open source. In the sense, you can download it for free and enjoy it. But we generally don't suggest install all the packages. It's it's because of like you will be having a lot of issues if you install all the 2000 packages in a machine. There will be a lot of bugs as well. That is the reason people are used to saying that like if you install any wrong package, your Dynamo will be corrupted. I'm not trying to scare you. you should have some common sense while you're installing something in your machine. Okay, so don't do that. These kind of a techniques even help you out, to come out from some sort of a like fear sort of a thing. Okay, well, so there are 1297 others unofficially. I'm sorry, it's officially. So unofficially there are more. As per Autodesk survey, it is like into 8 times. Into 8 times. What is this 8 times in the sense? I mean, they're just cross-checking with their licensing, and they have a track on their application. So it looks like 1297, but the others using the Dynamo in their missions, they keep on tracking using the network license manager. They're almost in a hour. There are almost like 90,000 people are using this Dynamo per hour. So it means like 8 times. So that is an unofficial report. Okay. So there are total 1200. Let's consider like 1500 or 2000 or could be anything. The number could be anything. These are developers are helping us. You no need to create anything from the scratch. I'm telling you seriously. For example, I'll show you. I'll show you basic scripts. Okay, since I have explained you yesterday, if you need anything, you will get it here. If you need anything, you'll get it here. It's called node finding. Let me explain you. For example, Control F. I'm using a different properties palette here. If I want to create something, let's say type create here. So these are the nodes we have, which helps to create something if you don't have anything in your, in model. For example, areas.create, ceilings.create. Oh, if I have connected the curves list, so where can I get the curves list? From the AutoCAD file. So how do you get the AutoCAD file? Okay, if I have like CAD from curves from the CAD layers. So if I have connected in the CAD file and I have to connect that as an import instance. So generally AutoCAD will call it as an instances, import instance. So I will be connecting the curve list to it. Understand, when I connect the right ceiling, the curves which are closed. So it is asking what kind of a ceiling type it is. What kind of a ceiling type it is. I have to connect the particular ceiling type. So I have to connect at which level I want to create the ceilings and the offset, like is it in 2400 or 3200 something. Understand, the inputs are very, very clear. If you observe it, you should have a kiddish mindset. Even though you have a 10 years of experience, don't act like you are a genius. Act like a kid. You can understand every single pinpoint. So even in my training, I'll treat you like a kids only. Forget about whether you are having like 15 years of experience, 1.5 years of experience. You all are equal to me. So my level of training would be like a completely spoon feeding, like a dad to a child. That's it. Simple. Okay. So every single topic will be explained very, very in detail and clear. Understand? Okay. So let's say flows.create. Again, the same strategy. So let me connect this to this. Here it is expecting like ceiling types, floor types, same level and the same offset. Simple. And I'm not the owner of this. I'm just a user. So if you are acting like a user, so you have to understand what is there in the script. Okay, how can I see that? When I double click on this, I can enter into a different environment. I can see what is happening inside it. If you could able to understand what is happening and what it is expecting, you can, beat any kind of a nodes very easily. Levels.create. Where is it? Levels.create. Oh, if you give the elevation names, elevation numbers and the names, kalas, you are going to create like a number of levels in one instance itself. Like sheets.create. Most of the people knows it. sheets.create. It's like, I've been listening this from 2015 itself. I know most of the people used to say like I can create the sheets in Dynamo, and they feel they're like a Dynamo experts. Seriously not. Okay. So it's a very, very basic stuff. And worksets.create. If I connect a list of names to it, it'll creating the worksets. Understand? Okay. And it won't take even much, you know, more time as well. For example, let me show you one thing. Am I using? Oh, I'm already having all this. I'm already having all this. It's already error, right? Let me, this time I would like to create a BIM. So let me get categories. Categories. Let's say model category. Oh, is that categories dot all, or else electrical categories, something. Huh. Okay, fine. Let me create all this. So string from object. So communication devices, data devices. I want to create like almost like 10 worksets in just a couple of minutes. Sometimes what happen, in your companies, you'll be having a different standard sets, like, the Excel documents. You have to read the data from the Excel document and you have to create all this. So for now, I'm using whatever we have in this electrical categories generally. So I'll use this string. I'm just creating like BIM underscore BIM error hyphen, or else delete these two. When I connect this now, BIM error communication devices or something. Let me, what if I connect this to this? Done. Like they have created like autodesk.revit.db.workset. So why they are exactly, if you ask ChatGPT, it won't give you how do you exactly use the inputs. Instead of saying that, it'll list you out like, use autodesk.revit.db.workset. If you are capable to understand all this, you can play with anything. You should able to understand their terminology. It's terminology, what it is giving you out. Okay. If you don't know Sanskrit, you can't understand it. If you don't know Hindi, you can't understand what a person who is speaking in Hindi. The same thing, if you want to understand a language, you should at least know what it is trying to. Even I know Hindi like aata hai jata hai, but that's it. I don't know even much Hindi. If somebody is trying to saying, if they said like complete a sentence for a 1 minute, I can understand. I can frame from the basic keywords. That's what even I'm trying to say you the same. If you're asking something, ChatGPT, it will give you. So filter it out, and you have to reframe yourself. That's it. Most of the developers, even they have, 2 years of experience. I've seen the developer's life, how it is. Like I have almost like 1 year of experience in long back. Okay. Still, I used to copy the content from the different resources. The person who is sitting beside me, who is having 8 years of experience, when he is also copying the content from the different resources. Now these guys have become lazy when they're not even struggling to search for something. They're asking ChatGPT directly. Like we used to have like people like 12 to 16 people in my company who is handling all those automation tasks. Now they are 6 people. Why? ChatGPT got cleared everything. So in future, if you want to step into this, and you join, you have shown like 1 year of experience in Dynamo or Revit, or into this automation field. So if you join a company, like you don't need any assistant. You don't need another colleague with you. Go and interact with ChatGPT a lot and use a prompt engineering technologies uh, to keep a virtual assistant with you. Simple. Okay. So autodesk.revit.db.workset. If I go and see, I can see that Bimera communication devices, data devices, electrical equipment, everything. So simple. Understand, it has created, and it is the workset IDs, like how we have an element IDs. So these are called like workset IDs. Simple. So let's see, 3D view dot create. We can create a 3D views. Yesterday, like someone, I think Rohit or someone asked me, no, someone asked me, how can it be related to like a clash coordination? So if you want to create a number of 3D views as like as Navisworks, you will be needing this, the node. Understand? Okay. So to create a number of 3D views for each and every single clash. So how do you do that? You're going to learn in our training session. And one more, I'm telling you clearly, I'm not going to explain any kind of a scripts in my training program. Seriously, I'm not joking. I'm not going to teach you any sort of a scripts. If you are expecting the scripts has to be explained, then my training is not a fit for you. I am going to teach you the concepts which help you to create yourself the n number of scripts. If I teach you a script in a very, I'll kill 2 hours of to explain one single script. You can do that script very perfectly, but not the other. But if I explain you the concept, you can create n number of scripts using that concept itself. Okay. So I am here to explain the concepts, not the scripts. It doesn't mean I'm not teaching you any examples. I will teach you the examples, but don't expect that kind of a scripts. Once you're done with the training and go and look into any YouTube or any channels, you will be more confident on the person what he is explaining. You're going to correct the person who is explaining the video. Arey Baba, you can't do that. It will give you a it'll give you an error, or it will give you the warning. You can, like, without knowing, unknowingly you are talking to the person who is uh uploaded that video. Seriously. Okay, you'll definitely face it. Fine. So what else we have? I have a lot. Create sheet. Oh, create time span, biome of nodes, solver, engine, create a corridors, create a family parameter, create an electrical connector, create a DWG export setup, creating a duct connector, so creating a fill patterns, whatnot, everything you have, almost whatever you can, you are doing it manually. You are going to play with all this, like create a tags, create sheet, create a work set, create a blocks. Okay, so element type, by rules, like create a material. You can create a Google sheet, create a Navis view, blah, blah, blah. So all this. Okay, I can't explain everything. No. First, suppose if you want to play with any modify set of nodes, if I close this, and if I'm asking, I want to play with, like, project parameter. Let me ask anything. If you ask anything, it will give you. Oh, are you looking for something to create a project parameter? And most of the people having a doubt in these areas. Let me close this. Let me close this. Yeah, these areas. Like, the custom node, the list management, and the lacing strategies. These areas, most of the people are having the questions, because the custom node needs to be customized according your net. So whatever the need you have to customize it. You can customize it accordingly. That is the reason we called it as a custom node. Okay. But most of the people don't know like how to customize it. Okay. You are going to learn how to control a node, and I mean, you can customize a node in the level 2 training. And I have received almost like, personal text, and I've been texting from the morning, like, what is the level 1 and what is the level 2. Guys, I'm telling you very clearly. In level 1, it's a pure Dynamo related stuff. Dynamo and the Dynamo geometry. Again, it is a Dynamo. and design scripting. It is a Dynamo related geometry. I mean, it's a Dynamo related stuff. Okay. And the Python. Even I'm going to explain this Python in the Revit Dynamo itself. What these all are included. Earlier, it was like only Dynamo and the design scripting. Only two. We could able to finish in just 30 to 35 hours. Okay. Later on, we have introduced this Dynamo geometry, and now it is like 45, 50 hours. But this batch, I mean, after this batch, I'm going to take a break for like 3 to 6 months, and I will not be a trainer for like, the future batches. But for this batch, I am the one who is act like as a trainer. So, okay. And very important thing is, you're not going to get the fee in coming batches, because we've been decided to increase the fare for the level 1 when we are in 25th batch itself, but it's been like 50th batch now. I've been stopping the management to stop this increasing the fee, okay, the fee part. But they've decided finally after this 50th batch, they would like to increase the fee with 10K in additional. Okay. So it will be somehow tough to handle, but I'm completely out of it because I don't want to look into it as well, because I'm not the trainer. I'm not going to be the trainer for the future batches. Okay. Well, though, so uh, if you are like if you're having a journey with me, trust me, you will thoroughly enjoy. Like, I'm like your brother, seriously. Okay. So if you I generally don't punish, like you will be having like a lot of understandings. If you don't do, I don't punish or nothing. Okay. But generally the other people, go through, I have shared with the feedback form. If you know someone like from the link, that go and text them personally, like how about, how do you, if anybody say don't join, then do not join at all, and come back to the our WhatsApp group and copy their conversation over here. I'm seriously, that how we are confident in. So the training is completely like a fulfilled. Okay, so far it's completely like 100% satisfactory. Okay, so don't lose this offer, since you are going to get, it's not a small thing. I'm gonna teach you the Python. I'm gonna teach you the design scripting. So Dynamo geometry, anyways, you're waiting as like recorded, since I can't take it to extent. That's complimentary. So complimentary, we are not offering anymore. Okay. So even Python is a complimentary. Mostly, I'll try to take the sessions for the Python as well. Okay. Otherwise, not otherwise, like I will be the tutor for the Python. I'm sure, 100%. Okay. So claim it, within this 2 to 3 days itself, because from the November 1st, the batch is going to start. Okay, fine. So, okay, like what I'm saying, what we're discussing about, how do I understand all this? If I give you a simple example how to do this, we'll come to know how the Dynamo really works. Let me show you that real magic. Okay, it needs an input. So I need an input. I don't know what is a parameter name. I don't know what is a group name. I don't know what is a spec type. I don't know what is a group type. I don't know what is an instance. I don't know what is category is. Generally, if I want to create a project parameter, what do I need? I just go to the manage, correct? And project parameters. Now, I just have to click on this edit. I'm sorry, create one, create one. So let me relate these two here. Parameter name. So this area, whatever the parameter name I'm going to type here, so you have to connect in this Dynamo. That's it. What is this group name here? So this is like this group parameter under. So what is the specification type? It is nothing but like parameter type, data type. Initially it was like parameter type, but now they changed it like a spec type. Okay, so this is the actual name of it. Earlier we used to have a parameter type here, but now they changed it to the spec type. Okay, if you are using any outdated Dynamo packages, you will come to know, you will see that it's like a parameter type and parameter group. So this group type, it is like architecture or structure. While you create any, shade parameter, you will come to know under which folder it's supposed to be. It's that. And instance, I mean, is it a type or instance? That is what it is asking. Category list. So this is the category list. So you have to connect the categories list here. So every information that you're going to play in this, the pop-up, I mean, in this window, you're going to connect it in once. Like how? If you have a number of parameters, connect thousands of parameter at once. And if there are number of groups, you have to split these parameters accordingly. For example, you have 100, like 1,000 parameters. So, and you have a 10 groups, split it into 100 in different lists and connect it like into the 100 lists and like into the 10 lists. Specification type, I mean, if it is an integer or if it is a double or if it is it is a like whatever, it is a number or text or boolean, it could be anything. So you have to decide it accordingly. Under which group it has to be connected, whether it is a instance parameter or type parameter, or for which category I want to create. So everything you will be connecting with the logic, with the proper logic. So if you don't have a logic, you can't create it. Simple. Okay. So you have to use the same strategy again and again and again. Okay. Now, if you want to create a sheets, for example, the same strategy again. What I generally do, I'll just go to sheets, right click, new sheet, and I need a title block and I need a sheet name and the sheet number to create one thing, to create a sheet. So that is what even the Dynamo is expecting. If you wish to create a sheet, what it is expecting, title block type, what is the sheet name, what is the sheet number. Simple. And what is this ASPH? Are the placeholders? Yes or not. If it is a placeholder, simple. You will be saying like it is a placeholder or if it is not a placeholder, something. Okay. So this is the way. If you have something, if you have a node, relate it with your manual process. Everything will be very clear to you. At least 50% will be able to understand. Okay. Fine. There are a few more concepts like, let me present my general. Let me stop the recording here. I'd like to stop recording. So for what we have like discussed, it's not recorded. Okay. So filtering, amazing concept it is. It's like, it gives you, the boost. Like, if I want to play with only this set of elements, not with all, I don't want to disturb. Array, if you disturb the rest of the elements, I'll kill you. So this is the way, you will keep on adding lot of conditions to it. First, get this thing, and then don't disturb the rest of the elements. Go and check with the second condition, and go and check with the third condition, and go and check with the fourth condition. Though then add number of conditions. So we'll keep on. For example, I want to play with like elements which are placed in every floor in a master bedrooms. In only master bedroom. So what I have to do? First, I have to fetch all the elements. Like for example, I have a 5-floor building. I have 5 floors building. So I have to fetch all the elements. Then I have to check the room names information. I have to extract the room name information from each and every element. Then I have to filter out the room names separately. So then based on that condition, I will be calling all the elements. Get only the elements within that particular master room. So I've got all the items, all the elements in a list, and they're not segregated properly. Then I'll use filtering options. Don't bring, the 54, only get me the 2 and 4 level, second and the fourth level elements itself. So in such cases, like I'll be keep on writing n number of conditions and, to filter the right elements. It's this is the way you generally play with the Dynamo. Okay. And the design scripting. So this entire we are going to play with the nodes. NODE node. Okay. Node in the sense no code. There is no code. You have a blocks and you're going to play with those blocks. Simple, no code. It's a node. Okay. And here you are going to play with the code. And the code is not C sharp. The code is not Python. The code is no other language actually. It is purely like the Dynamo code. Dynamo code. If you don't have this node, the design script won't work. Seriously. Okay. So instead of writing n number of like placing number of nodes, you are creating a single block with a code in it. Seriously. Okay. So that is what the design scripting is. And if you able to understand the design scripting, you can understand the Python very easy. Seriously. So I have structured this entire training like in a way, like how you play with the Dynamo nodes first. How do you, general strategy. If I'm very new to it, how to find a node. So node finding. So after I place the nodes, I want to understand whether it creates something or it performs some action. So I'll filter it out, the create nodes and action nodes and everything. So once I found the node, how to connect the inputs. So what are the inputs required? So how do you figure it out? How to find out the inputs again? So all this will be the first part. And the second part, like connecting the inputs to it and understanding the code in it and everything. Then, like, how do I filter this? So if I have n number of, if you want to see, it is very clear to connect a parameter name. When you're trying to connect a parameter name, it's giving you the warning. But it is asking whether it is a Boolean or number or string. So you're connected to the right data type, but still it's giving you the warning. So if you understand the warnings, it will be very clear with everyone. Okay. So most of the training, I don't focus on any idiotic videos that you find on YouTube. Understand? Okay. So mine is very clear. And it's a pure conceptual with a fun and interactive. That's what I can promise you. Okay. So the design scripting, it's very, very important. The advanced level concept to the Dynamo and basic concept to the next level one. It's like a Python. Okay. So I haven't included the geometry here. If you are from architectural and structural part, you are going to learn all this. You're going to learn all this. You're going to learn all this. I hope everyone have this outline. I have shared you on this, what is saying. I've shared you on what is it? On a WhatsApp group. Okay. So if you haven't seen, just go and have a look into it. The course outline that I have shared out there. Okay. Well, and very important thing like we've added recently, it's called ChatGPT. Why ChatGPT? Why? If you're teaching something very clearly, why do you need a ChatGPT? It's your friend. That's really your friend. Understand? So if you got stuck somewhere, if you don't have an idea, if you don't have a proper logic in your mind, how to start with, to end, to finish your thing, then it will help you a lot. It will give you 60% of solution, guys. Seriously, I'm telling you, it's it's like, but the way you should know like how to ask very clearly. Okay, so in the chat GPT again, it's an add-in. No, if I ask like, no, let me finish it off. If I miss something here, I'm gonna explain type of logics like most of the people asking me when it was not there before. I recently added this type of logics like How do you, I mean, what type of a logics we have and where do you apply such logics? Okay, so we have only these, we have only this, nothing else. So you should understand, okay, I need arithmetic logic here. I need a looping logic here, and I need a conditional logic. So what do you mean by conditional logic? So conditional logic in the sense if I have a two, three requirements to be fulfilled at the same time, conditional logic. Looping, I'm having n number of items. I'm having number of items. I want to do the same action for all the elements. Looping. Arithmetic. You don't have a CAD file. You just have a, you just have a rooms information, or else how do you fetch the rooms information and place the elements into it accordingly? Arithmetic, you need an arithmetic. You don't have a design even. How to use this arithmetic? Use it. Arithmetic is nothing but like addition, subtraction. It's not only that. Go and ask any mathematical tutor, what do you mean by arithmetic and what you can do with it? You are going to do such an amazing entire the engineering part with the help of like arithmetic operations itself. Understand? For example, if you want to place a lights in a room, you need x to x formula. So x to x is an arithmetic uh, thing only. Understand? Okay. So such and interoperability. If you're playing with multiple external resources, like you have some data in an Excel, how do you import it properly? I have a Navisworks clash report. I have an Revit interference check report. So I want there are some element IDs in it. So how do you fetch that element IDs? And I want to highlight the elements which are clashing with the other discipline elements. How do I do that? Importing the Excel data by importing the CSV data. So export Excel. I mean, if there are no such categories like in place families, I want to export that into a different schedule for my review or for my manager review. You can export it. Excel management is very important, and you're going to be master. And I'm telling you that every concept that I'm going to teach you, you are going to be master. If you're not practicing it, you are zero. And if you are good in all these concepts, okay, except dot notation, still you are not a 90% hero. You are a zero. Because if you don't know how to control, how to play with the dot notation, you get stuck somewhere. If you get stuck somewhere, you can't reach at the destination. Understand? Okay, you're not on, there is no 90% heroes or 60% heroes. If you got stuck somewhere, you zero. Seriously. So when it comes to the coding, you have to be good in each and every single concept. And there are no such a videos you can find in YouTube or any other places the way I'm explaining, the way I explain. That's how we are confident. Since I'm having like a good amount of experience, I've been playing with this coding since 2011 itself. When I was on, when I was, in my engineering days, I've been playing with this. So I'm good at most of the languages, even though which is not related to me. I'll go and learn because I need more detailed explanations from the different tutors, and I'm implementing those again in my trainings. Understand? So I've done almost like C sharp uh, with the three different tutors. Because if I'm not happy with, still I'll go with it and I'll go and join with another trainer. So my requirement, and they are like one-to-one training again. So I have to feed. I'll just give a general requirement. This is my requirement. If you can able to provide me this, then I will be in. And I'm paying very high to them, like almost like for five people. I mean, if the trainer is not able to take a person like a training for one-to-one, so I'll pay for like two to three people at the same time, and I'll convince them and I'll get my training done. So this is how it is. Okay, it gives you that the knowledge is very important than time does. I used to have a time like 1 hour in a day, but this time, seriously, if you sacrifice 2 hours like in a day, you are going to, you know, get the best package in the industry. And I'm promising that. And as I published, as I posted on the WhatsApp group, if you have been placed through Bimera, you are going to get your 50% of the cash back on what you're paid for the level one, I'm saying. Okay. So this is how it is. That's the reason, like, we're confident. We have, trained almost like 800 plus candidates. With the last batch, it's like almost like close to 800. Okay. We have placed only 200, not even 200. It's close to 180 or something. The reason they're not available, most of the people are not available, and they're a few people are very scary. They don't like to change their. They've been working from 4 5 years in a company. I don't know what they do. They're so loyal to the companies. I have changed almost like 6 companies in matter of 4 years. Go and see my CV on my LinkedIn. You'll come to know that I've changed like almost like six companies in 4 years. I don't like a culture if I feel there is no such a growth. And in every I mean, every company I switch, there is a designation hike, not a salary hike. Understand? So work for the designation, not for the salary. Seriously. Okay. So if once you are step into this automation, trust me, no one will uh, pull you out from this again. Seriously, with when it comes to the salary part. Okay. Well, so the design scripting, and then the Python comes. And most of the people feel that Python is very hard, very hard to understand. And seriously, if I ask ChatGPT, it'll give me sort of code. Oh, let me ask. Let me ask. Node.js dot notation. I'll explain. Okay. Okay. Act as a Dynamo Python expert. Can you help me understanding the same concept like data types? Mhm. Understanding the data types concept in the context of Revit Dynamo. I mean, it'll give you some examples as well, and I have to tell that clearly. Giving 5 examples for each every data type. So number, if it is a number, like how it denotes, like 5, 3.14, minus 10, 0.5, or like 1000. So if it is a string, hello Dynamo, repeat is awesome, 1, 2, 3 main string, Dynamo Python, BIM modeling. If it is a Boolean, true or false, list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Apple. See, I mean, if you understand the syntax, it will be very clear. List, and if it is a point and such. No, excluding every data type, or else examples for element data type. Let's say element data type or object data type, could be anything. So element data type, wall element, door element, floor element, ceiling element. If you're specifying with it very clearly, it'll give you everything. Okay. For example, if I fetch this, I want to get, like wall. I'll just copy this. I'll just copy this. So see, automation is a sort of, lazy thing. I mean, if you're lazy, I'm very lazy, and I'm having like some sort of a short-term memory loss as well. I'll forget everything. Sometimes in my sessions, generally the people used to remind me if somebody deviated me, like I can easily deviate myself, and then I forgot what I'm explaining. And well, then the people used to say, "Sir, you got stuck here. I mean, you forgot to explain this concept," and they remind me. Seriously. Okay, so this is how it is. So, like, I'm gonna become more lazy. I mean, I'm gonna make you more lazy with the help of ChatGPT again. So why do you have to write this entire thing again by hand? Understand? Like if I say Control Z, if I'm asking, like, it will give you the first element of the wall type. The first element, not all, I mean, like, not the first element. I want to get the all elements. I want to get all elements. I'll say all elements. Then it will give you all elements. No, I want to get a specific type. Then go and check what is, I mean, if it is, let keep that as it is. First element. Okay. Control C, Control V. Let me go and ask again, is there anything? Um, can you write a Revit Python code to get all the walls? Now the same code, filtered element collector dot off category dot built-in category, where element is not element type. Let's see what happens now. Control Z, Control V, and walls collector. If I want to print this, just a click run. Now it's giving autodesk.revit.db.wall. It's not giving the element name again. So this is very important. Autodesk.revit.db.wall. In the entire Python, if you understand this terminology, nobody will, point out where you got stuck. Seriously, if you are in an interview, so if you're trying to play with something, and these are very easy, even these are very easy. I'll show you how it exactly looks like. Yesterday, I've shown you a tool called Revit Lookup Tool. Using that lookup tool, you can get all this. You can get all these functions. Understand? Okay, if I say two elements, and I'll just close it, and I'll say run. Now I'm getting all elements. So I'm having the walls here. It is like autodesk.revit.db.wall, and I want to convert that into the elements. Two elements. Then it's giving you all the walls information. I mean, there are total 167 walls in the model. So what it is exactly saying, filtered element collector. So it is a function, and the document is nothing but like doc equal to document manager.instance.current DB document. So I want to play with the current Revit document, current DB document, in the sense current Revit document. Of category, I'm going to connect to the category, built-in category. We generally call it a category as a built-in categories. OST in the sense object styles underscore walls. And if I want to get the first element, I'll get the first element. If I say, like, if I want to get all the elements, then this is the way. Up to here it is common. I mean, if you notice this, up to here it is common. So from here, I mean, if you want to get the first element, if you want to get the last element, if you want to get a particular element or something, no elements dot name. Now when I run it, it will give you the warning. Why? Because this is an additional function that has to be done in a loop, because it is a list of items. I mean, why it is, you'll be coming to know in the level 2 file. I can't explain you that. You'll get confused. The reason I'm showcasing this Python to make you understand it is very, very easy to play. Okay, so and the next priority, why the people, I mean, if I can automate something with the Dynamo, why I need to go with the Python? Because Dynamo has a rate which you can automate your tasks for 60%. Only 60%. It's not a magic tool that could do everything for you. Understand? It's not. It's seriously not. Okay. So only 60%. But if you got stuck somewhere, and I mean, when you're looking for a particular node and you couldn't find that, you've been searching from like days and hours and days, and still you can't find it. And there is no such an option. You have to sit and write your own code. If you don't know how to write your own code, then the script will be in the work in progress. So to break that barriers, you have to learn like API with Python. API with Python. There are two things again here. Revit API, Revit API with Python, with Python, with C Sharp, with Python and with C Sharp. Okay, so which one I supposed to go with, Rajesh? If you go with Revit API with C Sharp, your salary ranges are completely, even you can't expect it. That's how it is. And you have to, you know, give your best during the training. You can't, you not spend your time like like 30 minutes a day. Not exactly. You have to give your best 8 hours a day only with a C Sharp. Then only you can become an expert in ad creation. Understand? Okay. So this is not for you. And we are going to provide you this training, Revit API with C Sharp. I'll tell you why this is very like complicated. We have started a training Revit API with a C Sharp with a very less fee. We have started it. Uh, like we got a huge response after taking the a demo. Those are developers actually. Those are Python developers, and they're like C developers. They're already having a coding experience, but still, in the beginning, like they were almost like 12 to 15 people. On the fourth day, they're like 3 to 4 people. And we keep on texting the rest of the missing people. They're saying we're not able to understand the C sharp. Simple. Then, okay, we have convinced that and we have customized the training and we offered them RevitAPI with Python. The response, it was amazing because the Revit has developed in C sharp language. Revit has developed in the C sharp language. Not only Revit, all the applications were developed in the C sharp language. But if you would like to understand the C sharp, it's very tough. So what we have done here, the Python, we have introduced the translator for the C sharp. So this is a translator. This is a translator. Okay. So C sharp, you have some functions in the C sharp. So how do you use the functions in the Python? Because writing a code in Python is very easy compared to the C sharp. Because it has more syntax, it has more difficulties. If you miss a single space, it will give you a warning. But Python is not like that. It's very easy. Okay. So that reason we are introducing like RevitAPI with Python in the level 2. If you learn level 2 and still you are not 100% developer, you are just an 80% developer. I hope I hope you guys are able to understand what I'm trying to say. You are 80% the developer, not the 100%. Okay. So when you're going to become like 100% developer, you started playing with the C sharp. So when do you learn this RevitAPI with C sharp? If you have a good amount of experience, at least 6 months of experience in level 2. We generally inquire if we got any inquiries with on RevitAPI with C sharp. Hold on. Before you getting all the details from us, how many years of experience we have with RevitAPI with Python? No, sir, if I don't know anything, then go man, go and learn RevitAPI with Python. Okay. I mean, like, we'll generally ask them, like, how many hours that you can spend in a day? 15 minutes a day. No, go and spend that 15 minutes with your girlfriend. Simple. So the people who are like ready to invest the time on the C sharp, they're going to get the huge profits in future. And if you are, I mean, see, I came from a very poor background. I know the pain of earning something. Okay. So if you are not such kind of a mindset, like, if you feel like I'm getting 80,000, it's more than enough for my knowledge, then you're not fit for this. You're not fit for this training as well. So this is for the people who wants to upskill themselves and who wants to see their career, in next coming years and want to be act like a competitor. I mean, if your coordinator is harassing you, go and harass him with an, go and sit next to his position and show him like what you are exactly. Simple. So if you have such then come and join this training program. I'm gonna make you expert. It's my promise. If I'm not, it will be my failure. So far, there is no failure in my history. If you're giving your best during the training, and the training will be like even the practice also, it's very easy. Seriously, because I know you guys are working professionals. So instead of you sit and do your things, I will sit with you for additional 10-15 minutes and I'm explaining you even your assignments as well. Simple. Okay. Well, okay. So I hope you understand what is the level 1 and level 2 and level 3. Don't text me again and again and again and in the WhatsApp, please. Okay. So level 1, Dynamo, geometry, design scripting, and Python. Only Python. It's just a Python, not a Revit Python. Revit Python is something different. You're going to learn in level 2. Okay. So in level 1, 90% Dynamo, 10% coding. In a level 2, 90% coding and 10% Dynamo, where you need an interface to present it. That is the reason where you're using even the 10% Dynamo. Otherwise, it's 100% coding. Is it clear, everyone? Is this clear, everyone? Okay. So, yeah. What if? I mean, Rajesh, I want to play with some more detailed, detail like if I have a elements which are getting clashed, I want to filter those elements out. I mean the clashed elements out of this, and I want to apply different colors to it. And I want to place a wall opening over there, which should understand the space between. I mean, if it is a duct like 15 mm or I mean 25 mm left to it and 25 mm right to it and 25 mm top to it. So the bottom it should exactly on the wall. So these kind of an instructions you can give it in your Dynamo as well. I mean, I've been posted this video like I think 5 years ago. If you go on YouTube, I mean, check my YouTube channel. It was 5 years ago. I have placed this. I have explained as well in detail. How do you do a build this work in with the help of Dynamo? Okay, it is it's very easy thing, and anything is possible if you're very new to this Dynamo. Okay. So it's not like don't say it is a Dynamo. Say it's like a visual programming. If anybody like asking you that are you a developer, then say yeah, I'm a developer, but I'm a visual developer. Simple. So there they'll be using the code. Here you'll be using the nodes. That's it. No other difference. Okay. So like if I just tell me any script, I'll just show you like how it generates the Python code. Tell me any example. Guys, are you following me? Guys, are you following me?
Uh, Hello, Rajesh. Like
Yeah.
any
Hmm.
command or like that you are asking
Sorry,
in
sorry,
Revit?
sorry.
Any command
What?
or yeah, in any command
No,
or any
any
like
just generally your regular tasks. What do you do generally in regular tasks?
okay. If I have a AutoCAD plan, okay.
Uh,
So firstly in Revit, what we will be doing like placing of grids and marking of grids and all those things.
uh,
So can I use Dynamo for this grid placing as per the AutoCAD drawing and
Very clear. Let me ask the same thing. Act as a
yeah.
Dynamo geometry expert. I have a CAD file. Let's see what it exactly gives out. But I have a CAD file contains a layer called grids. I want the Dynamo has to understand the grid layers and create grids from the CAD file. Can you write a Revit Python code above and explain every single line in detail? Let me see what it exactly gives you. So now it is asking like CAD file, it is taking the input. So you have to connect the DWG file accordingly. You have to connect the DWG file accordingly. Let me explain. I don't see the code as well. So CAD file, it is possible. That's the reason I'm very confident. You have to import the DWG file, and the layer name, it could be anything if it is a grids or anything. Okay. So collector filtered element collector of class import instance. Off class import instance. Earlier it was like off category wall or something. Here it is an import instance. And for instance, whatever you have an import file name as string, so which is it is an instance, then take a break and come back and get the DWG import options and the active view and get the geometry. And you have to mention what kind of a 3D view name it is, and there are some sort of options. You have to connect it accordingly, and then it will read the lines and it will convert that into the grids. So the first option, if the CAD file import instance is found, get the geometry from the specified layer. To get that, this is the code. Okay, let me check. Perfect. So create Revit grids based on the extracted CAD lines. So if you have a Revit, the CAD lines with you, and then the create grids will, it will, what do you say? In the current document, it will create the grids, and it said like, the grids are created there. So for curve, when a grid curves, start point where it has started, where it has ended, a new line where it has to be create a line. It's a grid line, and convert that line into the grid again here. So wherever I have a lines, so grid equal to doc.create.new grid. Even if you go and check in Dynamo, Control F, create, let's say grid. If I say add grid line, this is different. Grid by arc. You see that? If I connect any arcs to it, it will convert that into the grid. Very easy, no? Very easy. Now, what is the next point? If I have a grids, so where is the grid intersection points? I want to place the columns. Now write me a code. Now write a Revit Python code to understand, to get the grid intersection points and place a 600 into 600 column with 8,000 height. See, it's not saying that it is not possible or anything. It's straight away giving you the code itself. Understand it, and it is explaining everything, with each and every single line. Line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, and everything. Is it clear? So it's getting the fur grids. It is getting all the grids what you have in the model. See now, it is getting all the grids. After the grids, it has stored I want to store some intersection points in a list. So for grid in a grid collector, checking other grid in a grid collector. So what it is happening, the grids with the other grids, it's like checking each other. We generally call it as a lacing in Dynamo. So it is exactly iterate through the grid elements and find their intersection points. Once it is intersection points were created, it will store in intersection points. Now I'm using the intersection points to place the columns. Simple. Is it clear? So there is no saying no for any kind of a script. It will be done. But there are somewhere, this is a lengthy process. You can automate within in the less steps as well. You can automate something even in the less steps also. Okay. So we will make this. It's just like a skeleton. Don't completely rely on this. Okay. It is telling you that this is the processor where you generally play with. If I copy this code, it won't work. The reason this is saying that get the active document, doc equal to underscore underscore Revit underscore underscore. It is a Revit Python shell. This is a Python shell code. But generally, what we use in our Dynamo, it is a current DB document. Where is the Python? Doc equal to document manager dot instance dot current DB document. Doc equal to document manager dot instance dot current DB document. So I have to tell the same thing again here. In Python, I'll just tell that same thing again here. Use doc equal to current DB document. See, the rest of the code again returns same. Everything, it's fine. Okay. Well, let's click on submit. Next time, doc equal to document manager dot instance dot current DB document. And it has given you a different code now. Why? Because it matters. Okay, sometimes it gives you this. If it didn't work, try with another one. If that didn't work, and try with another. Even the logic is keep on changing. See, earlier it was like showing a lot. So this time, which is showing like a print. We generally don't use a print over here. So I'm telling it again. Use written instead of print. Use out to get the output. Because print where we use in a general Python, not in a iron Python. Okay. Now the code is somehow simplified. Very perfect. Very perfect. Very perfect. So this is the final code. This is the final code. So it is using like document manager.instance.currentDB document, and it is getting the collector and intersection point. It is created a list. And don't get confused with for and if and all this. It is just like, it's like a sixth class program. Like if I ask you what is a plus b whole square, you say like a square plus 2ab plus b square something. Correct? No. So this is what something which is related to the same for loop. I mean, like if else conditions and everything. It's very damn easy. It's damn easy to understand. Okay. For example, let me show you one quick example for the Python. Like the same, like when I'm trying to fetch a wall name of it, or else only the wall ID. Okay, let's say like how the script acts. I'm playing with the multiple items here. I want to get the ID of every single object. It is not working. It's not working. Why? Does it? It won't work. Let me try. Let me select the model element. Select a model element. Okay, I have selected an element here. So I'm asking to print a element, a name of this. Okay. So I'm asking that I'm gonna connect you something. Element equal to, I'm going to connect something to in0. Get me that element name. I'm sorry. Element dot name. So what happens if I connect this Python script to this? See, it's giving you metered. It's giving you metered elbows and taps. If I'm asking for the ID, it's giving you the ID of it, 517114. Simple. What if I connect a multiple elements? Select model elements. Okay. What if I connect multiple elements now? If a node which is not working, it doesn't mean this node is useless and that node doesn't fit for you. So how do you understand which the node which node is working, which node is not working? If you want to test the node whether it's working or not, what are the strategies to test? So all these kind of concepts you're going to learn in my training. Understand? Okay. There are you can't find any books or any content which I've explained in my training program. That is the reason we are not, you know, like we don't share any material even or the outline what we generally follow in a training. Okay. So when I connect the multiple items, it is not working. Oh, when I connect this, it's working. But when I'm trying with the multiple elements, it isn't working. Why? That is how the node acts like. Okay, what if I want to check something? I want to get the element IDs for all the elements that I have for all the 6 elements. I'm saying that for element in elements open, and I want to create a list here, a dummy list. Okay, I'm saying that list dot append, open the bracket, and element dot id, element dot id, and I want to print that list. Instead of calling a single element, I'm just calling it like multiple. What happened? Line 54. Something went wrong here or what? I'm sorry. This is the problem. Why it isn't working, buddy? Just copy this. In such cases, I'll use ChatGPT. Hmm? Act as a Revit Python expert. Can you please fix the below code? Simple. It's going to give you same thing I did no. Oh, is it? I'm so sorry. It is in elements. Yeah, it is an element, and I want to get that into the elements. Now I'm getting the idea. Simple. Okay. Now what if when I connect the single thing to this? See if you see the small difference, like even a small character, it shows you the complete stuff. Okay. So where you can use ChatGPT to find such a with simplest logic as well. Okay. So I thought like since while you're playing with the multiple languages, you may forget the syntax. And that too, I'm very good in forgetting everything, mostly the syntax part. That's why I'm keep on playing with syntax and didn't focus on those variables. Okay. So when I connect with a single element, it isn't working. When I'm playing with multiple elements, again it is working. Again it is working. Why? Again, no, if I have a Python script, it used to work with single object and with the multiple objects as well. In such cases, like what do we do? Like I have created something here, elements. So I will be telling that like convert that into the list or something, list or something. So when I connect this to this, it should work with even that element as well. So how do you play with? You have to create a definition. That is a different strategy. Okay. So If a node it isn't working, it doesn't mean it won't work at all. Okay, you should know like how to fix that thing, how to understand what are the other strategies to play with such nodes. That's it. If you don't know how to play with, the general nodes, or you know, you know, even it is like a create node or an action node or query node, we don't know how to play with, it's very tough. Okay. In such cases, like you will be using like Python. And if you don't understand about this, see, you don't need to be panic. I mean, if I ask to explain, now it give you an explanation for everything. Import necessary modules, import CLR, import system. So it is the module which is really necessary. Adding path. Oh, I'm adding a path to it. Importing the required namespaces. Adding reference to the required Revit assemblies. So CLR dot add reference, add reference, add reference, add reference, accessing the current document and applications. So that is the reason we are using all this. Okay, so it Python is very easy, and you will be playing with most of the code, which is very easy to understand. And I can't present you that Python content now. You are going to see that content even, I mean, in my uh, live training itself. Okay, clear? So anyone have any questions so far? Anyone have any questions?
Hi,
Guys, any?
this is Veena. I have a question.
Yeah,
Am
hi
I
Vinu.
audible?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, so I was just going through the frequently asked questions I sent 2 days ago before the demo. So this is an overall generic question. With Python, can we also automate the coordination of fire protection systems, egress pathways for building safety? I mean, this comes by design and there are certain standards, but are there codes written to automate incorporating fire system uh, depictions on the drawing or in the project? Also to efficiently design egress pathways for building safety, and can we trigger one such scenario where there is a fire and we can see those actually functioning? Does it help us work through this software, and up to that level is the limitation I wanted to check.
The here, Veena, I want you to understand if there is any way like connecting the inputs. Okay, for
Hmm.
example, where you have to find you have to find some the triggering points at some point. I mean, at some point of at some place. How do you connect those? I mean, if there is any logic connecting it, yes, you can do it, but it won't happen with the
Hmm.
Dynamo. It will be happen mostly with the API only. Okay, so we have played with something similar to the same what you were saying that. Okay, it is possible, but until unless I see your actual requirement, I can't say. But mostly it can be done. So far, I understood it can be done with API. Okay,
Okay, sounds good.
I think
Thank you.
somebody asked me similar things to it. Sweet.co/ideas. Something similar to what you have asked for. Somebody asked me the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, if that functionality works for fire systems, I think it should work for electrical layouts,
Correct, correct,
plumbing
correct. The
systems.
same thing. Yeah, same similar question somebody asked me, and I've replied as well. I mean, you can type swe.co and slash idea, so you will get this Excel document. Don't edit or don't try to modify anything. So you'll come to know whether it is possible or not. If it is possible, like how, I mean, whether it is possible with I have mentioned here. Yeah, yes, it can be doable, and to be known, like with help of Dynamo and geometry, it can be done. And if somewhere if I say no, it's you can't do it. So somewhere I said like C sharp. What is this? Cable tray automatic clash free with other services. Yes, it can be done, but with a C sharp only. Because I wanted to play with the the straightaway code, not with Dynamo and API. What is this? Receptacle will be automatic placed by following logic. Yeah, I've shown this example in some of the sessions as well. Can we create parametric family from Dynamo? Yes. Something similar. It is possible, Veena. You can do it. Convert from CAD to Revit. Yes, it can be. See, nowhere you see. I say no to anything mostly. You can't say no anywhere. Yeah, somewhere it is. Clash free model using Dynamo. No, it's not completely not possible. This is not the one. Something similar to National. Okay. So my students use this Excel document to check whether it can be done or not. And I will be explaining this in the training. And somewhere if you have any doubts, sri.co/doubts. Okay. So this is a general document. If they have any questions, they'll just you know um, just take a screenshot and upload it here, and I'll keep on giving the solutions. Like it's like a forum for our students. Okay. So this is how we generally follow, and we'll keep on, even though you're out of this training, but still you can use this and you can clear your doubts because we keep on looking into it. Started doing that. Okay, it's a one of support. Okay, okay. Well, any other questions? Anyone? Aditya, Aniket, Arun, Azhar, Deva Prasad, Islal, Imran, KDBIM, Madhu, Akif. No one have any questions?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah, Rohit, tell me.
Hello.
Why only
Yeah, I
Rohit?
mean,
Yeah, tell me. No problem, Rohit.
yeah, at what extent we can use this API in 4D and 5D? Currently, I'm working on like 4D development and 5D development for some current projects. So, up to what extent we can use this Dynamo API for 4D development of 4D and
4D
5D
and
development?
5D is purely into the data. It's like data management.
Okay.
If you are into the
Yeah.
4D and 5D, Dynamo is more than enough. Seriously. Dynamo is more than enough. You don't need to go with an API also. If you are into the
What
4D and
about
5D.
what about the Kobe data also? Like Kobe
Same thing.
construction
Like
operation.
Dynamo is more than enough. We have worked for a client. They don't want to play with the Kobe. They want to extract some information from the Excel document. They have an Excel. And I mean, they would like to create a Kobe parameters exactly like, because they want to use with other IFC viewers. Okay, so they just want like how it exactly looks like a Kobe data. They want to use it's completely like a script which creates a parameters and which extracts some information out of it. And you need Dynamo, and we used API also with that. It is possible.
Yeah, the thing you're saying, that's what I'm working on. Actually, we are implementing the Kobe to remaining all kind of things, projects also, like already done projects, like brownfield projects, whatever
Yeah.
the data is there. So that's what we
Hmm.
are using. So that's what, up to what extent we can use. Okay, I
You
got
can use.
Dynamo
It's
is fine. Yeah.
very basic. If you're done with a very basic stuff, you can automate the entire Kobe process uh, by yourself without any API as well. If you're going in
Okay.
detail, then you need an API. Generally, are not required. Yeah. Any other
Yeah, that
questions?
would be yeah, that would be big helpful actually. Why? Because creating a Kobe is a big tedious work actually to me.
No,
So
Kobe
that's
is
why.
very
Okay,
easy.
thank
No,
you.
Rohit. Kobe is very easy. Okay. Anyways,
Like yeah,
it's not our
yeah.
topic.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Any other
thank you.
questions?
Thank you.
Any other questions? Shamna, Shubham, Sri, Umar,
Hi
Veena.
Rajesh.
Hi, hi.
Hi
Hi,
Rajesh.
Madhu.
I'm
Hi,
having
Madhu.
one. I'm having one question. Basically, we are spending a lot of time in terms of that Navisworks coordination clash checking. So what is that maximum extent is this Revit API, which can give more efficient, and then you can save the time, as you said yesterday, and then through the Revit API plugin, so that we can save as a individual clash points in the Revit itself, and then we can trace it. Does it really possible in the Revit API?
Not, you don't need to go with RevitAPI also, Madhu. It can be done within the Dynamo itself. Just within Dynamo.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of an example
So
we generally, yeah. Tell me, Madhu.
No, you mean to say that without using the Navisworks and with the only Dynamo program itself, which we can identify the clashes in Revit itself?
Yes, but generally most of the people, even the clients, they don't want a clash report which is generated within the Revit itself. They need a Navisworks. I mean, you can see the difference because you can control the the clash difference. Correct. The clash difference.
That I know. That I
You
know
don't need
because
you don't need the Navisworks.
yesterday. Yes. Because running the clash report, first we can clear all the clashes in the Revit only for the report generation purpose, which you can run the Navis and then you can share it with the client. But my question is, without touch base with the Navis, can we make the zero errors in the Revit itself? And then finally, if we are satisfied, then we can run the Navis.
You can do it. See, generally what we done here, we have an interference passer.
Okay.
Even we have an interference elements within the Dynamo itself, like element set A and element set B. So generally what you do, I mean, if you want to run any clash report within ducts and the walls, so you will be connecting the first set of ducts with this and walls with this, and you will get the intersection points exactly. I hope you understand. So this result will be, I mean, you will be extracting, it will give you the points information. So you will create another node where it is exactly point. So I need at least 3 to 4 elements which is surrounding that particular point. So it will create a view over there. So I want to save that view somewhere. You understand now? So everything is possible if you have a particular, if you have a logic. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
That's
is possible.
Great. That's great.
You know,
Thank you.
The Navisworks as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice question. Yeah. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Just a quick one, like when will be the batch starting?
November 1st.
For
we are
Dynamo?
expecting. November 1st we are expecting. It's like not even, we have a 2 days. So Monday and Tuesday will be like, you have only 2 days to register. Like almost like our seats are full. After this batch, I'm not sure. I think I will be handling many trainings since I'm a director of this company. I'm planning to like sit out with this complete business development. But still, I love teaching. Only for that reason, like I'm into it. Been so long. Now I decided to stop this training, taking from the next year, like from 2024. I'm not going to be.
Okay, so this is the last time you will be teaching level 1, level 2, and
there
level
will
3.
there will be December batch as well.
Okay.
December batch also. Like there is one more batch. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm still thinking. Yeah, fine. Good. Any other questions?
Okay, thank you.
This December batch will be level 1 or level 2?
It's level 1. It's level 1. Generally, don't get confused, huh? After level 1, I wanted to take a 2 months of a break at least. Understand?
Okay.
Is it clear? Because you can't learn everything. I mean, I can say for my admission, come and join or learn level 1 and level 2, but then it should be a sense. Understand? If you join level 1 now, you have to practice it first. True? Without having the practice, you will never come to know what kind of a problems will be. Like if you got stuck somewhere, then only you'll realize the level 2 will help you out in such cases. If you don't have a proper practice on the level 1, how do you come and how do you really, you need something. If you need something, then your senses active, it will active very, and it works very sharp. So we generally suggest after level 1, take a 1 month, or I mean, if you're fast learner, I don't even suggest you to taking a break as well. I've seen most of the people, like they're unemployed, they have a lot of time to practice. Generally, I don't suggest them to take even 2 months break, not even 1 month break also. Immediately, I'll ask them to join, level 2 training. But you are working professionals. It's very hard to get some time to practice. Understand? So whenever you have a free time, learn and join after 1 month or after 1.5 months or after 2 months. If you feel you're confident on the Dynamo. Okay. But if you register for the combo, if you wish to save your money, I do suggest go with the combo. If you haven't got the fee details, text me personally. Okay. I can share the fee details on your number. Okay. Text me personally. Okay. Well,
Okay.
so
Rajesh sir, hello.
yeah, Niket, tell me.
Yeah. So you're continuing, or should I ask first?
Yeah, please continue, no problem.
Yeah. So, in reference to your previous explanation, I just wanted to know, are we going to get any assignment in between our course, or that is like to be like a training only?
Yeah, if I explain you a concept today, you must have an assignment. You will be having an assignment for
Okay,
sure.
sir.
For example, if I explain any node finding concept, I'll give you the task, and I'll give you the task to find a particular nodes. Understand? Which helps
Correct.
this process.
Yeah.
So that is an assignment. If I explain a parent and child concept, so I'll give you some sort of the assignments to find a particular child for the particular parent. Understand? If I explain like import export Excel operations, I'll give you an Excel and ask you to get these things done. So that is an assignment again. If you haven't done that, I'll
Okay.
explain in the next stage. This is how it is generally applied. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So is there a possible
Yes,
way to create a number of sections with the help of Dynamo? Yeah, Imran, it is very easy. You can create n number of sections. Classes available in Telugu. Arey, nenu kuda Telugu, but no one understand. Okay, Telugu. Just go with English. Okay, and mine is very basic English, guys. Anybody can understand. Anybody can understand it easily. Okay. I hope you've seen me
yes,
from last year, 3 hours, yesterday and today.
yes. I have a question.
Yeah,
Sorry to
it's like,
interrupt.
yeah.
I have a question regarding the combo. Like, if, in the beginning, if we just selected level 1, and during level 1 or after level 1, if we plan to do level 2 as well, so at the time, will the combo will apply?
No, you have to finish your payment within the 45 days. Whenever you pay, doesn't matter. Okay, within the 45 days, you have to clear this combo fee. Otherwise, you will be act like a level 1 user only. And in future,
No,
from 2024, from the future 2024 batches, the Dynamo training itself, it's going to be add more. Because the way we are putting the efforts and the way we are getting the response, if you are getting the huge response, then generally the companies will start act like a very greedy kind of way. Understand? They're planning to increase the fees like anything. I'm not into the financials completely. I'm always like into the trainings and placements part. Okay, fine,
so
good.
we have to make sure in beginning as well, like whether to select combo or just level 1 only.
Yes, but not exactly. If you join level 1, I don't suggest as
Okay.
well. What do you do is join for the level 1. If you enjoying the
Okay.
sessions, you have a time to convert yourself from the level 1 to the level, like a combo. Understand?
Yes. Okay. Yes, got it. Yes, I wanted
Understand?
that only.
I'm gonna
Yes.
text everyone the same in a WhatsApp group. Okay. First, you join for the level 1.
Okay.
Okay. If you are
Okay.
interested, I mean, if you like the way I teach, then go for the level. I mean, convert your level 1 user into the combo. You have a 10 days time,
Yes,
man.
got it.
I mean, 2 to 3
Yes,
sessions are
yes, I
more than
wanted that
enough.
only.
Clear, no? Fine.
Yes,
Forget
yes,
about it.
clear. Thank you.
We'll discuss this later. Yeah. Tell me. Any other
Okay.
technical questions I'm asking, not related to the training? Yeah. Any other questions? Arun, Imran, Zenish, Rahul. Why so silent? Let me check whether I want to make a staircase in automated. It's very easy, Santa Kumar. Very easy. You just have if you have a staircase element with you, then you can create it. It's like controlling the data, controlling the parameters. That's it. You can create it. If you don't have in the staircase, and if you want to create a new family, namaste. Don't try that even. Okay, it's not that easy to create. I mean, adding this parameters and providing the controls to each and every step. It's not that easy. I generally don't suggest creating families for in these scenarios. Okay? But you can create something. You can create if you have an existing family with you. Okay, good. Any other questions?
Rajesh, how about Dynamo's role in family creation, like complex parametric formulas? Like there will be 50 or
Huh.
60 parameters involved. So,
For parametric formulas or anything, you can use Dynamo because it is the best part where you can do it. For example, some people use VLOOKUP. Okay, for
yeah.
like creating a families. I do suggest 100% for, I mean, like the Dynamo for such cases. Okay, you can happily go with it. But creating something from the scratch, I don't suggest. If you want to create an adaptive family, I do suggest you Dynamo again. Okay,
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions? See, you have eight more minutes. After this, you don't have this golden chance to clear your doubts. Come on. If you have any questions, text me on WhatsApp or else if you're not happy with the texting, you can directly call me on my number. This is my number. This is my number. Okay, 9160567890. It's my number. Okay, you can call me directly if you have any queries. Tell me. Don't waste your time, guys. I've seen most of the people those having less experience and getting the better packages. Like my friends, I'll tell you a story. When I was there in Atkins in 2017. Yeah, I think in 2017, I was there in Atkins, Gurgaon, Delhi. Okay. So one of my colleague who is sit next to me, he's still there in the same company, in the same position. Understand? Okay, he's like senior model coordinator. Okay. So he is getting something around like 90,000 or something. Okay. He's like senior modeler and I think he become coordinator recently when I talked to him. Okay. So this is what it happens. Like if you've been there in the same company, in the same designation, there will be no recognition, of course. I mean, you are earning like if, for your things. I mean, if you're overcommitted and you have more debts, you have to sacrifice your time and sit on practice. Okay, it's not a motivational session actually. I'm generally saying you that if a person who is not motivating, like there is no self motivation and there is no, uh, there is no vision, is really an idiotic guys. Seriously, you must have to learn something, whether it helps you or not doesn't matter. You have to learn something new. Okay. Well, Dynamo is just a very outdated tool. Now you guys are learning about this Dynamo, but it is a very, for me, it is a very, outdated tool. After this, if you are learning the Python, where I want you to start your journey with the Python actually, with the Python, not with this idiotic tool called Dynamo. Very stupid tool, but it helps a lot for the beginners who don't have a coding experience, those who hate a coding. Okay, I mean, I've seen few guys like texted me, Rajesh, I hate coding. I failed. To be frank, I failed C language in my engineering days, in my diploma. So what is the point of come and watch my first day session? Then you understand whether it is easy or not. I've been shared the first video to him. Then he feel confident. Oh, it is easy to understand. Then he started enrolling for the level 1. We used to start with the level 2 only, but still we are not happy with the output. Okay, because where there are 2 lakh scripts are ready to use, why you have to start again? Why do you have to sit and write from the scratch again? If you have the tools, if you have the blocks are ready to use those. Then we have introduced this Dynamo, and then design scripting, and then Python, Iron Python, RevitAPI. In middle, we have a requirement they're architects. They want to create some sort of a complex geometry, and I'm from MEP background. I don't know how to create some like complex geometries. Then I started learning geometries for almost like 2 months. In the morning, I've been teaching them the general Dynamo, and on the same day, I started sitting and learning the Dynamo geometry. I bought, almost many books, which are, if I've seen which is related to the geometry, I bought it and learning, and then started giving the trainings. So this is how it is. It was I was become thin completely on those days where I'm learning geometry. But after that, I enjoyed the entire then I realized, okay, this is the actual learning. Then I started implementing the geometry concepts in my MEP. For example, I have a cable trace. I have a cable trace like this. Okay, I have a duct like this. And this is the slab. And this is just like a seal. This is just like a ceiling. Okay, for example, if there is no ceiling, how do I get the bottom point of the cable tray? There is no such a node to get the bottom points of a cable trace. Okay, if I see a cable tray from the top view, I need a center line of a cable tray. I need center line of a cable tray. And I just want to see where there is a hit with another cable tray. Understand? If this cable tray is hitting with this, I want to place a T junction here. How do I place it exactly? So creating all this, it needs a geometry. If I get this, then I'll understand, okay, I need a support here. So for this support, I'll take this information, bottom of the tray, and I will give this support. If this is a cable tray support, I have to fetch this number, the bottom, the number, and I have to give it as a height from the slab. Understand? So then it started. Okay, again it's here. Again it is here with the ducts and everything. If it is a pipe, again supports. So it needs a geometry concept. If you learn geometry, even though if you're from MEP background, if you learn something new, it gives you. Why should I feel like I'm not an architect? So what do I do with? Seriously, I'm not in a position to explain it this. Not in a position to take these trainings as well. Understand? Okay. Fine. So I hope you enjoyed this workshop for from the last 2 days. Okay. I feel like you felt something productive from my training. And trust me, Dynamo is very, very easy. Don't waste your time. If it becomes paid tool, you can't even practice it as well, because you have to buy it. You have to buy the tool even for your learning. Okay. So step into this automation as much as possible to secure your jobs and get the best packages. Go and check what are the packages like. You know, do one thing. Change your LinkedIn profile, update with a Dynamo, and trust me, you will be getting the calls from the HRs. Okay, like what is your expectation? Because you know you are changing a non-IT background to the IT background, and when it comes to the IT, you will see the drastical difference in the salaries. If you are earning 3, it will be 8. If you're earning 4, it will be 10. If you're earning like 5, it will be 15. So this is how it is. Okay. So don't waste your time. Okay. Sit, and learn. That's what I do suggest. Okay. So thank you for joining today's and yesterday's session. Okay. If you have any questions still, don't hesitate to text in the WhatsApp group. I'll be active in those groups. Okay. Uh, any kind of questions you can use it, but don't use it for like posting any like good morning or good evening or any Dasara wishes or not like that. Okay, just obey the group rules and follow it. Okay, if you have any queries, uh, post it over there. We'll help you out finding a solution for it. Okay, clear everyone? Since like in that group, like you have around 1,000, it's almost the group is full. And just like 2-3 months, been maintaining from 2-3 months. Like the group is full now, and we have created another group. Okay, so use it for your learning sake. Okay, fine. And sometimes we do offer um, the free trainings as well. Like last time we offered like 10 days free day training, and we are planning to create one more, conduct one more, but not now. Okay, it will take some time. Those who are eligible for the those who have Dynamo experience, they are eligible for it next time. Okay, fine then. See you. Bye bye. See you in the sessions again. Good night, guys. See you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.